So welcome to this online workshop. This is going to be a fun time for you learning really how to create success with your own website, how to create your own successful website, even if technology scares you. So going to be info packed. Make sure you've got your distraction free zone, your audio up, everything going for you so that you get the maximum value. If you don't know me, my name is Gadali Gubarek. Hi there. Yes, it's a weird name, but hey, I got made fun of a lot in school, but that's not relevant. Anyway, that's me right there. A picture of me. Hello there. That's what I look like. If you are not familiar with my work, I am the awesome web guy. I blog a lot about websites and online promotion for freelancers and small businesses over at awesomewebguy.com. And basically, I'm doing that because I've been web designing and working online the web for a very long time. In fact, since this wonderful movie came out, actually before Star Wars Episode 1. Remember that? That came out in 1999. So I've been creating websites for about 15 years now professionally. And soon after that, Google came out. That was Google 13, 14 years ago. It looked like that. Kind of silly. The web was a very different place back then. I think this is from the year 2000. And a lot has changed about web design since then. A lot of things have gotten more complex. But the cool part is that creating your own website is actually much easier. So today's presentation is all about, let's get to that, making it easy for you to succeed with your dream career. So what does that mean? That's maybe your small business, your freelance career, etc. And what that's going to take is quality promotion. Now, doing that actually online, today's audiences have limited attention just because there's so much that's bombarding them. So what you're going to need to do online is get in front of them where they are with the info they want. Where are they? Online, on Facebook, on Twitter, on computers, on their mobile phones most of the time. And what do they want? Information. How do I get in contact with you? How do I do this? How do I do that? That requires professional quality website and effective online marketing. And unfortunately, for many people, that takes work. And that can be kind of scary and overwhelming and stop a lot of people from going on and doing what they want to do. So if you are afraid of work and doing investing time or resources or effort into your small business or freelance career, goodbye. This probably isn't for you. If you want it all done for you and taken care of or automatic, this might not be the right place for you to be, just because marketing actually takes work, but the returns are huge. But if this does sound awesome so far, go ahead and type awesome into the chat box, and I will see that and let me know that you're on, ready to go and learn a whole bunch of stuff that will take you and your business to the next level. Awesome. Cool. So, what are we doing today? And how long will it take, more importantly? No longer than 75 minutes. I may talk fast, so it could go faster, but I will not keep you longer than 75 minutes total. And of course, at the end, we will include 15 to 20 minutes of questions and answers, so I will answer all the questions you have as much as we can fit in that time. During this workshop, you are going to learn how I've used the tools and tactics I will share to promote myself and various businesses, and of course, helping others to do the same. You'll get the exact tools to build your own professional-looking site. Yes, you build your own professional-looking site. Even if you are afraid of technology or you have had no experience with any technology, even if you're afraid of it, like if you were the person when VCRs were around and it would blink 12 and you had no idea what to do, you can still do what I'm going to show you here today. I promise you. I've had people who are technophobes and didn't want to deal with anything. If you can open up a Microsoft Word document, you'll be able to do everything that I will show you and talk to you about today. And of course, you're going to get strategies to help you promote your business, and then how to get training that will walk you through the entire process that we'll outline today. Also, if you're staying towards the end, I'll give you a free bonus guide download. Just stay to the end. You'll get this cheat sheet that'll outline all the tools you'll need that I will talk to you about today, and a link for where to get them. So don't worry about getting the link just yet. That will be coming at the end. And of course, the question and answer period. So save your questions until the end. I will answer as many as possible. So let me fill you in a little bit about me and how I got to where I am and why I know this stuff. My story. Once upon a time, I was called Mr. Know-It-All. Let me explain. So back around, when Google had just started, remember that silly looking image, I was actually teaching my junior high computer class how to build websites. I had been studying HTML, that's how websites were built, just plain coding it, for a while, and there was a section on building websites, and I pretty much just built websites and then helped the rest of the class to do the same for the rest of the semester. And at the end of the year, my teacher gave me an award, a certificate that said Mr. Know-It-All on it. I don't know if that was a compliment exactly, but I took it as one. So this is HTML. This is the scary, scary code that websites are made of. And I used to make websites by coding, just typing away in a document this. This is actually code from a website I built just straight up with this HTML, I think in 2002. Long time ago. So it looks like this. This is how websites used to be made. It's scary. Not everyone wants to do it. There were other programs out there you may have heard of, Dreamweaver or FrontPage, but it was mostly just typing all this gobbledygook into a document and then uploading it to a web server. But then, in 2007, things changed. Things were different. I started a blog. So what does that mean? I was playing around with this new-ish tool called WordPress. I'll talk more about it later. But basically, I was able to just install it on my web server, and it's a software that creates a website. It doesn't design it exactly, but it just has a working interface that a website exists, and I can go in and add text and images and put design in there. And the interesting thing about doing this was it took me 30 minutes to set up. What? Yeah, so what used to take weeks now took minutes, and that kind of freaked me out, honestly. So I could do much more than I could by just coding things on my own. I wasn't even the best coder in the world, but this software, WordPress, took all these functions and just put them in one place that existed out of the box, and I could add to it so much more quickly. And it worked really well, and I was actually, rather than learning all the code and how to duplicate everything, I just learned how it worked, and I got really good at that. And I could explain it to others and go through the process. So what did I end up doing? I created a website for everything. Any interest I had, I made a website, basically. So over the next months and years, I started blogs and websites about linguistics, Shakespeare, acting. I'm into performing arts, so I was doing a lot on that. Marketing, which I was studying. I was a part of various arts organizations, so I made websites for them. Social media, websites, blogs or websites about it, various services that I could offer, things like that. It just became a lot easier to create websites. I also was helping other people start websites so they could do it themselves or just have it for their own career or personally. I actually set up websites and then taught people how to edit and change it themselves, which was not possible before with HTML because people didn't want to learn that. But with WordPress, I could set it up and then show them how to come in and just edit text, images, things like that. And over time, WordPress got easier and easier to use, and I could empower more people to make their own changes to their sites, saving them plenty of time and money. And yet, I noticed plenty of friends without websites. I was actually confused. I was thinking, hey, it's so easy to have a website. Why don't you have one? And of course, I realized not everyone knew how easy it was. I was trained, I learned HTML and all this, so people just figured what I was doing was really hard, but it wasn't. The web had changed, had gotten lots easier to create for, but people's mindsets that creating websites was hard still existed. And of course, without websites, I saw people and businesses that were struggling to promote themselves. They really had no online presence. And in today's world, people are increasingly following links on social media. They're Googling anytime they need something. So, in short, people and businesses with quality websites get found more easily. So think of like the last item you bought, like a non-commodity item, like not toilet paper or toothpaste or something like that, but just something that you go out and buy. You probably heard about it online from a friend on Facebook or Googled something. Like I recently opened up a new bank account, and I chose it because I was able to find various banks' websites and look it up and compare features and do research and all that. So having a website helps me make an informed decision, and that's pretty much universal in today's world. But before we talk about exactly what makes a good website and all that, I think it's important to identify why you need a website. Do you need one at all? I think it's important to know why, because if you choose to make one without knowing why, it won't be good. A lot of people are saying, you need a website, especially if you're in business. I hear that all the time. Unfortunately, people aren't saying why. So, websites are a marketing tool. Like any other tool, you can have a use for it. You should have a use for it before adding it to your toolbox. And if you don't think you need one, you probably shouldn't spend your time. But a website is a great place for you to put the information about you, your career, your business, without having to tell people the same message over and over again. It can actually do the talking for you at any time of day. So you'll probably want to focus on running your business rather than talking about it all the time, so that pointing people to yourbusinessname.com and letting them read what you're all about is a much better use of your time than telling people the same info over and over and over again. Of course, with a website, people can also leave and never return. And this webinar is called Websites the Smart Way, so we're going to talk about how to not let that happen. Having a website isn't just enough to make it successful. You can actually use a website to get people's contact info, which is how you'll be able to tell people more later or have them come back for more information. And that will bring us to the other tool that is required for a successful website, an email newsletter. What? That's not a website? That's okay. It's not, of course, a part of your website, but in order to create a website that is successful, it is essential to be collecting email addresses for your leads, prospects, people that are interested. So you can use your website to motivate people to want to learn more from you, and they'll give you an email address. That's especially helpful if people aren't always ready to buy right now, especially if you have something that's very expensive, or let's say you're a yoga teacher and people know what you do, but they don't know if yoga is right for them. Maybe you can give them a guide or a free video or something in exchange for an email address that says how to know if yoga is right for you, or 10 reasons why yoga is awesome for your back. Something like that. Just an idea. And that will help create trust so that you're not selling to someone right away, but over time, you're building that trust. One of my favorite people to listen to for marketing and business, his name is Dean Jackson. He's a real estate guy and a marketing teacher. He says you should patiently and systematically educate and motivate prospects to meet you when they're ready. So if you've got people's email addresses and you're sending them little bits of useful information over time, at some point, many of them will say, okay, now I actually want to sign up for your class or buy your product or hire you to whatever it is you do. And so giving them value over time will make it much easier for that to happen. Websites can also sell for you. So if you have products, if you have services, you can actually exchange or do e-commerce online and have people exchange their money for a hat or a t-shirt or a class that you teach and such. So if you have goods and services, you can easily set up store and accept payments online, even if you're a total website beginner. This technology is actually not difficult anymore, and I'm going to walk you through some of that as well today. So, speaking of walkthrough, we're now on to the tools that will help make all of this happen. Number one, what is it? Any guesses? Tools. It's a sewing machine. No, just kidding. Tool number one, a web host. It's okay, you guys. I have jokes on here. I want to make this fun, so it's not all boring technology stuff. So a web host, what is that? A web host is a server where the files of your website will live. So let's imagine if your website was a house, this is like the plot of land and the foundation. So every website is just a bunch of files, essentially. Like there are files on your computer, but these files live on a web host. It's a server somewhere that's connected to the internet, and people can access it from whatever.com. Of course, that's the very simplistic way to think about it, but I like to think about it in that way. I think it helps. So this is the foundation for your website house. If you're looking for one right now, I generally recommend one called Bluehost. Again, there's going to be a link to that at the end in that cheat sheet guide I'll give you. But if you have another one, if you already have a website, that's fine. What's important is that you have one that's easy, inexpensive, and gives you a lot of flexibility. A lot of people ask about Squarespace, Wix, Blogger. You may have heard of these, seen people use it, or seen it advertised on Facebook and elsewhere. I actually don't recommend these platforms to people unless the only thing you need is a website. It's better to have a website than not have anything. But for professional purposes, I don't recommend these platforms. These are website building platforms that will also host the content. And the problem with services like this is an extreme lack of control. Adding features is difficult, or sometimes they charge you for them, so it can be pricey, or sometimes it's just not allowed. They'll have limited features where you can do a couple things and that's it. So if you're starting a website and you hope to grow your business or add more features later on, things like this aren't the way to go. So it's important to have control of your website. And Bluehost or something similar in combination with this next cool tool will give you all the control you need for your website. Brings us to number two. This is a tool called WordPress. Now, WordPress is a free website publishing software. This is the system I talked to you about before when I set up that blog in half an hour. If you were going back to the house analogy, the host being the plot of land and foundation, WordPress is like the electricity and plumbing of your house. So it's all the functions and things that make it work, all there ready for you. Of course, a lot of people can build websites from scratch like I did before with HTML, but why would I build a house and connect all these tubes with electricity and plumbing when I can just install it ready to go? So that's pretty much what WordPress does for you. You can find that also, again, in the guide I will give you at the end, but it's also at wordpress.org. And that's not to be confused with wordpress.com. You may have seen people with blogs that are personsname.wordpress.com. This is similar. It's a blogging platform based on the free WordPress software, but it's hosted on wordpress.com, and it pretty much just gives you a blog and has limited features. Also not the way I recommend going. So host plus wordpress.org software, which is often referred to as a self-hosted installation of WordPress. So the cool thing about it is, about WordPress, it can be installed with just a single click with most web host accounts like Bluehost and many others you have. Here's some other reasons why I love WordPress and why it's kind of the best thing ever. One, it's free. I mentioned that before. free is not always meaning quality, but what's great about this is it's open source. That means anyone can edit it. People can come in, they can make different features for it. So there's actually a whole community that's constantly making it better and giving updates and adding other things and features so that it evolves over time and really fits people's needs. So there's a huge community of users for it. It's popular, so it's easy to find people that know how to use it if you need support or if you want extra functions and features for it. A lot of web programmers create things for it all the time. It's actually so popular that 1 in 5 new websites is created with WordPress. So a lot. It's something like, I don't remember what the latest number, but several million websites at this moment are running a self-hosted installation of WordPress. Amazing. So the cool thing about it is you can install new designs, which in WordPress are called themes, super easily. So with my HTML example that I showed you before, that scary code, I would at the time make an entire website and put the various tables and things in there and put design elements in there, and it was all tied together. So if I wanted to edit the design or the functions or the content, it was very difficult. The cool thing about WordPress is that themes are not tied in with the content. So I can actually swap out a full design without affecting what's on the page. And in the past, websites made from templates were pretty cookie cutter looking and didn't look that great. Today, WordPress themes are normally fully customizable web designs that you can install and make look pretty unique without any coding experience whatsoever. Some of these are free with limited features, and then you can get some really advanced, very feature-rich ones for up to $200. Most run in the $50 to $100 range. So again, super professional web design that you can get for $4,000 in a package for $50. Cool. Also, like I mentioned, really easy to edit content. In WordPress, the design and content are separate, so you can actually log in and get to an editor that looks like a Microsoft Word document and change out text and images and things like that. I will show you that specifically later. Also, because it's a full system, it's multi-user friendly, so you can add other users to it and have people add content or write blog posts and give them access to either just changing posts or just adding their own stuff. So you have a lot of control over your content. And of course, it's infinitely expandable. So, like I said, it's open source, so other developers are constantly creating other features for it. Basically, any feature you want is probably there. If you want to add an e-commerce store to your website, you can find, it's called a plugin for WordPress. You can add a gallery, payment options, various forms, forums, message boards, various ways to show video content or that sort of thing. Pretty much any function and feature you want is available there. And of course, it's always being updated, so that's awesome and helpful. A lot of people think that it's not secure because of this. That's actually not true. It was maybe true 8 years ago, 7 years ago for a moment, but it's come a long way. Updates automatically happen now so that it's more secure, and there are always free plugins to help you beef up security if need be. So back to number 3. And this, again, not part of the website, but essential for creating a successful website, your email marketing tool. Now, I've seen a lot of businesses, if they are promoting with email, they'll do something that is not good. Don't you dare mass mail with BCC. So people take emails, a bunch of email addresses, they'll open up Gmail or whatever email account they have, and they will paste them in there. And that just doesn't work. So, let me start that up again. So they'll paste that in there, and it doesn't work so well, and it's kind of annoying to deal with. One, as a user, um, a lot can go wrong. And if you're trying to build a really large list of a lot of people, you'll do subscriptions and unsubscriptions automatically. It's just a pain to deal with. So what you'll want is a service that will allow you to do that automatically, where it'll give you a code to put onto your website, and someone can enter their email address and sign up, and then people can subscribe or unsubscribe automatically, so you don't have to deal with that. I use a tool called Aweber. It's very inexpensive and it's very simple to use. That's at aweber.com. Again, that will be available in the download I'll give you at the end. The cool thing about it is you can very easily create a list, embed a sign-up form on your website, and send messages to your subscribers. Like I said before, you're collecting those people's information who may want to do business with you in the future, and that way you can provide them value over time. One of my favorite things about Aweber specifically is its autoresponder capabilities. Other email systems have these if you have another one already, but this one, it works straight out of the box and it's very easy to set up. What an autoresponder email is automated follow-up. For example, person puts in their email address. After 1 day, it'll send this email. After 7 days, they get another message. After a year, they get this message. And that makes it super easy to keep people interested without you continually following up manually. Number 4, valuable content. What does that mean? Basically, that's giving people useful information on your website. It's easy to put a website that just has your contact information, but in order to get people to value what you can do and increase the likelihood of them coming to hire you or pay you for products or services, you'll want to give them useful information. And one of the most popular ways to do that is having a blog. I will also refer to blog as having a podcast or having videos on your website, like a YouTube channel, and then taking those videos, putting them onto a blog post. Basically, what I mean by this is consistent bits of information that you put out over time. And that's a great way to keep people coming back to your site, and especially if they share your information, and that will build an audience for you, because then more people will see those people sharing, they'll come to your site, and you'll build a group of people that trust you. And in order to create content that's shareable, content should be shareable, and images really help you spruce up your content. One of the most widely shared bits of media on Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, is the image. So having good images are really eye-catching for blog posts, etc. And just images in general on a website really help people keep your brand in mind, like creating logos and all that stuff. And of course, the web being a very visual medium, it used to be that image creation was hard, and like most things that I'm talking about today, not anymore. Not at all. So you may have heard of Photoshop. That's what most professional graphic designers and graphic artists use to create images. But most people for their websites don't need that much power in a program, nor should they spend the time learning. It's very complicated. And of course, you can do a lot with it, but you don't need it. You're probably only resizing images or adding a text to an image or blurring it, or maybe a simple retouching, like removing red eye and then adding a caption. So for that, I use a tool called PicMonkey. That will be in the guide I send you later. This is a free tool. There is a paid version to get even more features and that sort of thing, but you don't need that at all. And yes, it's a silly name, but it's very easy to use. You can create a social media image or a logo, add text to something, create a collage. I've used it to create simple logos and simple text images. I pretty much use it every day for stuff like that. And then number 5, this is the last one on our list, Google Analytics. Google has a lot of things that they do and they give you for free. This is one of them, and it's awesome. What it does is it tracks visitors and a lot more about your website. So again, having a website improve over time, you'll want to measure its performance. So what gets measured gets improved. And the cool thing is online marketing efforts are extremely measurable. Unlike talking to someone on the phone and a conversation, you can actually see what people are doing with your marketing online. So Google Analytics is free and it measures a ton of valuable data about your website. For example, how many people visit in a day or in a month, or where your visitors are coming from. So you can actually see at any time how many of your visitors are coming from Facebook, how many are coming from Twitter, what they're doing once they get there. You can see how long they stay on your website, and you can see trends over time. So, for example, if one day you are featured on a TV show and you put your website on there, you can see, hey, I had this huge spike on traffic that coincides with the day I was on the TV show. Or let's say you're blogging every day and then suddenly you blog once a week and you see your traffic go down. You can see what is correlated with differences in visitor behavior. And you can improve your site over time based on this data. This is one of the most important things you can do, because you can see if visitors are leaving after they read like one page on your site. You can easily add a next step. So if someone reads a blog post or visits a page, but they don't do anything after that, you can create one big next, a button that takes them to the next page, or a contact you, or read another article, that sort of thing. You can also find what your most popular pages are and put extra links around so they're easier to find if they're not already easy. And much more data that I can get into. That could be a whole webinar in itself. So those are pretty much the essentials for creating it. And I've been seeing a lot of business experts and really successful individuals focus on that. Focus most on constantly creating valuable info on a WordPress website and tracking results. That's pretty much it. And of course, going above and beyond once that's working really well, but those are the essentials. And I've seen many who still haven't gotten results. They're wasting their time saving to afford a several $1,000 website. So all that time that they're spending saving, they could be doing something that's creating their audience online. They are not building an audience or making an impact to the people around them. So if photographers that are waiting to get that perfect website, they're not attracting more clients through the web. They're maybe losing out a lot of business. And a lot of people think that having the perfect website is essential. It's better just to have something out there, especially that even if it doesn't look the best, as long as the content is valuable, then you will attract people to you. The point I'm trying to make here is don't wait. It's better to get started and build an audience as you grow and improve, rather than waiting until you've made something perfect. A personal example, I think 2 years ago, I was building, as long as I've been doing this, this still happens to me. I wanted to build this huge, awesome website for this particular web service I was offering at the time. I was planning it out for like 6 months. I had the idea a year before that. I wanted to build this huge thing, make it perfect, write all this amazing copy. I went through like 4 iterations of it, making different designs. Every time I'd find a different way to design it. And finally, I scrapped it all. I built something ridiculously simple in a single day, and I started doing business right away, like next client that week. So lesson learned, don't wait. It's so easy to get caught up in all this technology and all the distractions, but really it just comes down to having a host, having a website that you have control over, having some good content on there and easy, friendly images, and then tracking it, seeing what's working. So let me recap the tools real fast. Actually, before I do that, would it be valuable for you guys to see a demo? I know I've been talking a lot about this, but would it be helpful to see kind of me just show you what each of the tools look like, just so you get a better sense of what they are and what they do? Go ahead and type in yes into the chat box if that sounds like it would be good. I see a couple of yeses. Cool. Let's do that. All right. So you should see my screen right now. Here is Facebook right here. Let's go to, so let me go to Bluehost. That'll be the first one. So Bluehost is my host. I use this for hosting. So it gives me this login over here. And Bluehost is the most technical one for you to work through. It's not as friendly as some of the other ones. Luckily, you probably won't need to deal with this often. So this is my host. Basically, I can manage the domains. So those are like the .coms. AwesomeWebGuy.com is my domain. And I have it hosted over here on Bluehost. And I can come in here and I can actually install WordPress in a single click from here. So this is why I recommend Bluehost, because it gives me, hey, WordPress. I click it, I install it, it's there, it exists. So that's super easy. I can also, over here, add an email account. So if I wanted my name at mydomain.com, you can add that right over here within this host. Got a lot of other features over here. Honestly, most of these you'll never deal with if you have a host or if you sign up for Bluehost. But there's a lot of control you have for how you upload files, if you're into that. You can add new domains. So, for example, I have awesomewebguy.com, and if I want to point super awesome web guy to the site, then I can add another domain and click on that here. And of course, many other advanced things on here. But again, you're probably not going to deal with your host too much. So this is a sample WordPress website that I test stuff on. So this is just kind of a simple thing right here. Let me show you what the back end, the behind the scenes of WordPress looks like. So this is the back side of WordPress. Behind the scenes over here. So basically this just gives me control over this website right over here. And so it'll show me activity of what's going on. Basically, for pages, or like let's say I have a blog, it'll show me posts right here. I can see these blog posts. See, these are some blog posts I have, and if I want to go in and edit one, I just go in here and I can change a title, I can add images. So you can see, like, once the site is set up, I can add text into this site without any crazy design skills. This looks like a Microsoft Word thing. I can make this bold just by clicking bold over here. So that's pretty simple to deal with for adding new content. And then as far as changing the design, I can go to appearance. These are the themes I told you about before. You can add a theme, put that in there, and change the entire look of the website just by changing a theme. So that's pretty cool. And now let's go jump over to Aweber. Quickly going through all these tools. So this is the email marketing tool. So this is pretty simple. Basically, it gives you so you create a list. So I have various lists of subscribers here. I can create a list, title it, and then create a sign-up form and add it to my Facebook page or add it to my WordPress website super easily. Or just create a sign-up form over here. It'll give me some code to copy and paste into my web page, and I'll start collecting subscribers or adding people to my list super easily. So again, just quick overview of these tools so you can see what they look like. Stop me if there's something specific you want to see in here. Otherwise, I will keep moving along. Other one we've got is PicMonkey. You'll notice I have these bookmarked right over here in this super crowded bar over here that I use because I use these tools every single day, all the time. Those are like the top tools I use to create websites and teach everyone else to use. So I'd recommend, once you get the download with the links, bookmarking them as well for your website creation. So this is super easy. It's free. I can basically drag and drop an image onto here and start editing it, or I can touch up a photo, create a collage, or I can design something. Let's say I'm creating a square image. I can change the background. I can add text. I choose a font over here, add the text, and type it. And then, I can resize it or change the color. But basically, I can save that, and ta-da, I've created an image. There are also many different effects you can explore. Just go to picmonkey.com. I'll send you the link at the end. But it's really fun to play with, and you can do a lot on there that used to take advanced software. And finally, we've got Google Analytics. This one is also a bit technical, so it can get a little confusing, but very valuable information you can get in here. And we'll wait for it to load. That's taking a while. Anyway, if that's not working, we can go back to something else. All right, let me try that again. See if that's loading. Nope, internet connection is slow. All right, I will close that, and let's come back to some recap of our tools over here. So, like you just saw, we've got your web host, which is Bluehost, we've got WordPress, email marketing with Aweber, create awesome images with PicMonkey, and then of course Google Analytics. I'll definitely do a demo during the Q&A. Hopefully that will load. So that's really all you need to get started. And of course, if you're working on a time budget or any sort of budget and you don't want to have to figure out all the time, you'll probably want a little bit of instruction with that. There are tutorials available online, some how-tos here and there. With WordPress, you may need to spend a lot of time to find the answers you need, just because it's a free tool, so it's not like one company that does support for it. There's things all over the web. Google Analytics, Google's help files tend to be very technical, so not always that user-friendly. So that can all get overwhelming. Also, you can hire an expert if you want, if you have the time, if it's worth it for you to spend $100 an hour on that. That can help you get going very quickly. But if you're short on time and don't want to figure this all out on your own, then you don't need to. Also, I get questions on this all the time, and I want to help as many people with it as possible, but if I spent all my time teaching people who asked me for help over the phone or in person, I would not have time to sleep. And believe me, I love sleep. There is one more option. Yes. And this is mine. I created this just for you. It's new. And I call it Awesome Web School. I know, it's the best name ever. Basically, it's a collection of step-by-step training videos for you, covering WordPress, Bluehost, PicMonkey, Aweber, Google Analytics. Do those look familiar? Also, I'm adding more things all the time. So a collection of videos that will walk you through all of these tools so you can create your own website yourself, rather than spending weeks figuring out or spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars paying someone to create it from scratch. Again, there are tools to do it, so that makes it faster for both experts and you, but doing it yourself, if you're a DIY kind of person, this is probably the way to go. It essentially guarantees that you can use all the tools properly and work on it on your own schedule with access anytime. The cool part about this option is you basically get unlimited access to me when you join. What I'm doing with it is, because I'm creating videos for it, any how do I do such and such question will be turned into a video lesson. So I get asked questions all the time, and I'm finally putting it into a place that anyone can access. So you'll be able to get that unlimited access to me in that way, as far as videos. So anytime you have a question, I'll turn it into a video. If someone else has a question, you'll still get that video. So I'd love for you guys to hop on, be some of the first people. I've had some friends test it out, got great feedback, and you're getting it on the ground floor, probably the cheapest price it will ever be, and the most value since you're co-creating with me, asking your questions. I give you a video that day or the next day. At the moment, you've got 26 video lessons in there. That's a lot. There are already other services that offer similar things, but have fewer video lessons, and are only for WordPress, are mostly WordPress things, but I don't see a lot of people showing you how to do it all yourself in a very user-friendly way. I'm adding new ones all the time. And there will be a private member support forum, a private Facebook group that only people that are part of the membership can access, so that you can actually help each other. I want to make sure that it's a community effort. So I will help absolutely everyone I can in the membership. But what would be super cool for me to see, but also for you, is to get help from your peers who have done something similar before, and that way you can help each other. You can keep each other accountable, that sort of thing. And of course, you can access these videos from anywhere, because they're not just a download. It's a membership site that you can log in from any computer. You can actually sign up and give it to an assistant or a coworker, and have them build a website for you. Or, if you already have a website, then you can get people to edit it, give them this training without spending time learning and then teaching them, or any of that. It's $20 a month for access to all these videos, unlimited access to me, the member support forum, access from anywhere, and the growing library of videos. So if you're working with me and I'm explaining this to you in person, over the phone, on a webinar, via Skype, whatever, my hourly rate is $100 an hour, which some companies are happy to pay me. But I really, really, really want everyone to have this info, because I see so many yoga teachers and photographers and actors and small business owners, pet sitters, who really aren't having a good time promoting themselves because they think it's hard to do all this stuff. And it's important to me that they know, and you know, that it's not, that you can do it, and there's easy ways to do it. So signing up for Awesome Web School, which comes out to 67 cents a day, unless it's February, then it might be 70 cents a day, will give you access to all that. So if this sounds awesome and you're ready to get going, go to awesomewebschool.com. Yes, I am the Awesome Web guy. I have Awesome Web School. So go to awesomewebschool.com, and let me type this into the box over here so that you can just click on it and sign up if you're ready to go. awesomewebschool.com. Cool. Also, if you want to get even more, you can save if you sign up for the entire year. What you actually get is a 20% discount. That's 2 months for free. So awesome. So if you just want to try it out and see how it goes for a couple months, you can sign up for that. But if you know you'll need it long term, if you have assistants that may want to use this, or if you are planning on setting up a website every single month, which you can do, and charge people money for, hey, you can get paid. You can sign up for a year, get 2 months free. And I will actually, just because it's an investment for now, if you sign up for the yearly membership right now on this webinar, you're going to get something extra special. I will actually send you my favorite WordPress theme, which you saw a little bit before. It's normally $99, but I'm going to give it to you for free because I can if you sign up for the yearly membership. So it's only good right now if you're watching on this webinar. So not only will you save 20% getting 2 months free, but you'll get a $100 theme for free. And I will be adding training into Awesome Web School for how to use it, saving you even more time. And I may, if you'd like, show you a demo of how that works in a little bit. So while you're thinking about all that awesome stuff, I just want to give you a little bit of feedback I've been getting. I mentioned some people have been testing this out. Carrie D says, Awesome Web School is, put simply, awesome. Godali has organized, easy to follow, engaging, instructional videos that support me in multiple areas of online marketing. If I have any questions about my WordPress website and email blasts, I can now find all my answers in one magical place. Thank you for making my life easier. Cool. And also, Paula said, I recommend Godali to anyone interested in a blog or website, but especially for people who are tech challenged. He has a way of explaining things in simple and logical terms that even I could understand. And that was amazing, since I tend to get overwhelmed by tech talk. So Paula thought that she could not have a website. She was convinced that websites were hard, and lives on the other side of the country, and internet access isn't even all that common over there, and thought that she needed to pay a lot of money to get a website built for her. And I, over the phone, walked her through basically everything that's in Awesome Web School right now, turned those into videos, but walked through those things, and she was able to create a website. It now has thousands of visitors and is actually making a difference in people's lives. So I'm actually quite amazed and so happy that people can create an impact with what they learn from the lessons in there. So you're ready to go. Just go to awesomewebschool.com, sign up. I can show you how to do that right now, actually. So let's go over here to awesome. Let's go to awesomewebschool.com. Bam. So it'll take you to this fancy looking page over here. Just go ahead and you can look through it, give you a little bit more info. But scroll down to the bottom of the page, click on this big button. Get access now. Show you the price right here. Or if you want the bonus, you can go ahead and go down to sign up for the year, get 20% off. If you do that today, I will send you the bonus $100 theme. So 2 months free, free $100 theme. Boom. Awesome. All right. And what else do I have for you? Oh, yeah. Free download listing all of these tools I talked about and where to get them. Let me give that to you now. Go over to awesomewebguide.com. So the first one is awesomewebschool.com. This one is awesomewebguy.com/tools. I'll put that into the chat for you right now if you're on this live. /tools. There you go. Click on that. You'll download a cheat sheet PDF. It will show you all the tools that we talked about, a link to each of them, so you can use those and go out and create some success for yourself. So whatever the next right step for you is, essentially, just do it. The web is an amazing platform for communication, so use it. If what you need is a walkthrough of everything, you can go to awesomewebschool.com. If what you need is to plan out what you want to do with a website, go do that. If you have questions, we're about to have Q&A, so you can ask me. Just go out and take action, because creating your success online is a matter of putting what you've got out there and going and improving and creating more over time. It's not, the web world moves so fast that if you're waiting to put your content out there, you're so much, you're just like you're far behind people that started yesterday or a year ago. So I say just go get going. And if Awesome Web School is the thing for you to do, I say go for it. If you just need a quick answer from me in a few minutes, maybe it's that. Great. Otherwise, go ahead, take action. So thank you for following along on all of that. Now we've got some question time. So type any questions you've got in the chat box. Let me know if you want to see any demos of things, if you have particular questions about your current website or plans you have for the future, any of that. Go ahead and type it in, and I will start answering some of those. What does Awesome Web School look like? Cool. So I have this over here, actually. So this is Awesome Web School, right over here. And you can see the tools I've got in here so far. Let me actually start you off over here in the members area. So when you log in, you go to awesomewebschool.com. In the upper right corner, you click on Login, Members Login, and it will take you here. You can see your account. This is my account, so it has my picture and my name there, and I can edit my password and stuff in here. It has a couple questions in here. And like anywhere on my site, the cool thing is you can ask me a question at any point if you want videos and all that stuff. You can just enter your name and email and type in your question there, and that will get sent straight to me. I will reply, and if it's a video request or a how-to, I will make a video of that, or I may turn it into a blog post. Anything that will give you more awesome information about your website, your online marketing, and any of that. And then you can click here to start learning. This will take you to Awesome Web School itself, which will show you the various tools that I've got in here. So, for example, if you just signed up for a Bluehost account because you followed the link in the cheat sheet I gave you, and you want to learn how to install WordPress, you just click on this lesson over here, and that will take you to a video, and you click play, and I walk you through it. And then, of course, there are more lessons down here, or you can go back to the Web School index right here. And of course, same thing for WordPress. If you've got WordPress and you want to learn how to do the basics, I've got WordPress basics over here. There's also a bunch of different plugins and more being added constantly. So I've got how many? 17? What's the math here? 13 WordPress videos. I think there's more somewhere in here, but so these are the basics. So like anything you want to know, how to add an image, create a new page, create a new user, edit, install a plugin, all this stuff, all these things over here are there for you. So that's the intro to Awesome Web School right over there. Again, if you've got other questions, go ahead and type those in, and I will show those to you as well, or answer them for you. Let's see, take a look at these questions over here. How do I register a domain? Okay, so your domain is your .com or .net, .org, and there are a couple ways to do this. If you just need a domain for whatever reason, you can, and don't have a hosting account, don't want one for whatever reason, maybe you just want to point a domain to an existing website, you can go through a website registrar, something like namecheap.com. But if you're signing up for a new hosting account, you actually get a domain. So if you follow the link in the cheat sheet I gave you at awesomewebguy.com/tools, you can see that you can create a new, so if you're signing up with Bluehost, you can register a domain at the same time. And if you register a domain with your hosting account, if you need a new domain, you get it for free, actually. So you would type. So if you want a new domain, help me get my free domain. You can type in mynewawesomewebsite.com or whatever it is, and then click next and sign up, and you get the domain for free, and then you're just paying a few dollars per month for the hosting account. If you've already got one domain, of course, you can just type that in here. But really, that's the best way, just going through your hosting account if you're signing up for a new one, and that way it's for free. Otherwise, I would recommend namecheap.com. That works nicely. And again, let me see if we've got some more other questions. Again, just type that into the chat box over there. I will respond to your questions. Is Google Analytics working? Yes. Cool. Here is Google Analytics. So this is Google Analytics. I've got my list of websites over here. Let me show you just one so you can see. Basically, it gives me a folder. I have a different site or company in each of them. What's one I can show you? Oh, so I will show you. This is a super old website that I started. I think this is the one I started in 2007 that I mentioned at the beginning. So it doesn't get a lot of traffic now. I'm not updating it anymore, but it's still there. Still a lot of great info on there. It's about Shakespeare. It's called bardblog.com. And so you can see these stats of visitors I'm getting. So you can see I got 46 visitors on Wednesday, June 4th, 2014. And it's showing me the line graph over time of how I'm doing. I can also see on this front page here, it shows me how many people are new visitors, most people, returning visitors, a couple. And it's tracking over this period of time right here, so in the last month. So it 789 users, page views. Most people are doing, the average is 1 page per session. Most people staying on the site for only 30 seconds. Not a lot. I can also see more stats over time. So if I did this for 2010, I have a lot more data that will show up here. And so over that time, I've had 66,000 users visit the website over the last 4 years. And none of that time I've put much effort into it, since I ran it for about 3 years and then just let it be. So there's that. And what else can I do? A lot. Let me show you. So you can see behavior and site content, all pages. So that shows me what pages are most popular. So I can see what is the most popular page right here. How many plays did Shakespeare write? People are Googling that all the time. And it'll shows me the most popular pages here. I can see how many people view it, how many people are just unique visitors. So page views is how many times the page is loaded. Unique page views is individual people, how much time people spend on that page. And this page is nearly 4 minutes, 6 minutes on this page. So that means people are reading it. Cool. And I can also set up page value if that means someone bought something. So there's that. I can also, so if I am making sales, I can track conversions on here. And there's so many things you can do. Acquisition is where traffic is coming from. So if I click on all traffic here, I can see most people come from Google search. People just directly type it in. Bing search, Yahoo, Ask, another website, another blog, Google referral, AOL, cool. Stumble upon. If a lot of people are coming from Facebook or Twitter, I would see those here. I can actually break it down by social, so I can see what social networks are working. So Blogger, Stumble Upon, Facebook, Twitter, WordPress, that's WordPress.com, Pinterest, Reddit, Weebly, LinkedIn. Cool. So you can see all that, where people are coming from. And that's pretty much the overview of Google Analytics. There's so much information you can get on here. I could spend a whole webinar on it, and it would probably be boring to most people. So what you find in Awesome Web School are just the super simple things you can do that actually help you right now. So go in there. Any other questions? New ones? No. All right, well, we're getting to the promised end time, so why don't we wrap up? So if you've got any other questions, go ahead and reply to any of the emails you got from me about this webinar, and I will just respond to you. Maybe I'll turn it into a blog post or make it into a video in Awesome Web School. So thank you so much for being with me during this. You can find more info from me at awesomewebguy.com. Again, if you have any more questions, just reply to any of the emails. I will respond. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you all in Awesome Web School. And whatever you do, send me your websites. I'd love to take a look and see the successes you're having because of the info you learned, whether you sign up or not. So have an awesome time. I hope this was valuable for you, and have an awesome day. See you later.